Now, going over to the culture podcast, you have Doritos trans spokesman actually has their pedo tweets creeping up. Pun moderately intended, though obviously it's a very serious and sad subject. Now, this came from End Wokeness on X Twitter, and they say, quote, Doritos just partnered with this creep to be their brand ambassador. Stop giving money to these brands. Hashtag boycott Doritos. And someone did translate these because, again, this individual is in Spain. Now, truth be told, I haven't seen any confirmation of, again, PepsiCo is a huge global corporation, PepsiCo Frito-Lay, not obviously, but they do own the brand Doritos. Now, I haven't seen any data to confirm this was orchestrated and executed by U.S. marketing departments, or if the U.S. entity signed off on it, or maybe it was an outlier individual in Spain. But nevertheless, going to the top tweets from Samantha Hudson, whose hashtag, or I forget the little @ sign name, their ex Twitter name is Bad Bix Samantha, not the lighter Bix, spelled out Bix. Now, I almost am so aghast by these statements, I don't want to read them verbatim. Now, the first tweet says, and this is from October 2015, says, I want to do naughty things like lick a minor girl in the private part. This individual also said, quote, I'll read this one verbatim. Quote, I hate women who are victims of rape and who turn to self-help trauma centers to overcome their trauma. What a pain in the ass, unquote. This is the brand ambassador for Doritos. Someone who is literally shaming people for going to a help center because they're abused. I've heard politicians and cultural debates on resource allocation, on what's the best way to help rape victims. Is it through a government-funded entity? Is it a nonprofit, maybe a church or religious organization? I've heard different debates on what's the best, most effective way to help these people, but I've never heard someone actually say that they were against it completely. Now, another tweet this individual gave in 2015 was, I cry with quote, I cry with laughter at bullying videos that end in suicide, unquote. And again, can you think of this person isn't on a stage doing stand-up. I can't fathom that being appropriate for a tweet. Now, again, the statements are so aghast and so morally vacuous. It is hard to read some of these, and I'm trying to keep this moderately family appropriate so anyone can tune into the show. Now, this another tweet from 2014, and I'm going to change the vernacular so it's not as viscerally disgusting. And this individual claims, quote, I just ran my tongue over my little cousin's private part, and she smiled at me. The little ones deserve pleasure too, unquote. This is, again, a tweet from the brand ambassador for Doritos. This is Samantha Hudson over in Spain, and that tweet was from 2014. And again, I'm sure there's going to be an outlier. Someone will say maybe this is a joke, but again, another importance of knowing the delivery mechanism for anything in life is vital. And obviously, there's less nuance when it comes to actual text, and that's why stand-up comedy is different. But yeah, I'm actually surprised I'm not throwing up. And I'm not just saying that just because of how this person looks. Just these statements are so viscerally disgusting. Now, I suspect I'm not the only person thinking this, but let's go in the comments and find out. One of the first comments comes from Paul Zazupa, and he says, quote, Doritos is owned by Frito-Lay, which is owned by PepsiCo Inc. Do what you will with that information. I'm cooking 280 likes. Clown World says, quote, I honestly love Doritos, but sadly won't be buying any more. I'm cooking 483 likes. Now, the downside of this person is very few people actually know what they own. We'll discuss that in a segment in a couple of minutes here, though. We'll go over their entire product portfolio. Now, Ian Miles Chung claims they just fired him. And he says, quote, facing a severe backlash for hiring transgender activist and Samantha Hudson, Doritos fired the influencer as his partner in Spain. Doritos said it was wholly unaware of Hudson's past and working with him. Although, truth be told, this video will not be demonetized on YouTube because we're using the technically correct pronouns. So, again, I'm not seeing any public statements from this yet in terms of PepsiCo coming out and again, they should be on social media like no tomorrow, putting out statements and making it abundantly clear. Again, this is a huge mistake. And again, this is from Ian Miles Chung, so probably has some confirmation as this situation continues. Red Wave Press actually also says Doritos has just fired this creepy activist after you exposed them. Great work. A quote getting 97 likes. Let's see here. Tim says, quote, this is no accident. They deserve a Bud Light treatment, unquote, getting 45 likes. Good Lord. The Food simply says, good Lord, getting 14 likes. Joshua Walker said, quote, they fired it, not enough. Bud Light them, unquote, getting 41 likes. Let's see. About half the comments simply agreeing with them. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, it looks like they let this individual go. But it'll be fascinating to see if there's actually a full-blown boycott. What do they do to remedy the situation? Do they maybe hire someone qualified or not morally vacuous? But it appears as if they fired this individual, so the right thing eventually did happen. One more, Tesla Tone says, quote, how are pedophiles getting through interviews with a billion-dollar company? Unquote, getting 11 likes. So interestingly enough, it looks like they pushed back and did the right thing. But will there be an actual boycott? It'll be interesting to see if maybe they apologize. That was a big point of contention with Bud Light when they had their business blunder of the year, hiring Dylan Mulvaney for $185,000, subsequently lost over $1.4 billion in sales, which is perhaps the most negative return on investment since ever when it comes to like a marketing campaign. But let me know in the comments. Do you think they will do an official apology, or do you think they'll just kind of acquiesce and stay quiet? As always, it'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, again, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better and better. Also, sharing the video is a great way to give some magic to the YouTube algorithm and have some more eyeballs on it. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.